Hey everyone, welcome to Coding Simplified, and today we'll see about the data types in C Sharp and what is typecasting. So we'll see that how we have the typecasting in different data types, right? So these are the main data types that we have in C Sharp, and in our last tutorial we saw that what are the variables, right? So in variables we basically define that like these kind of variables that we have: int, long, float, char, doubles, object. Now if you see, variables are just a storing point, like how we store a value. So we store the value in variables. Now what kind of different variables we have? So we can have int, long, float. So what are these? These are data types, right? So it means what are the types of a data. So the name itself, it suggests data type, means what kind of types we can have for a data. So we can have the integers, we can have the floating numbers, we can have the characters, we can have the string, we can have the boolean. So these all kind of data types that we can have. So first of all, we have the integers. Integers maintain the two numbers, one is int and another is long. Integer means the value which are not decimal number, you can say. So the integer value, we have two variables, one is int and one is long. So now what is the data size of that integer variable? So for int variable, it has 4 bytes. It means if you are defining, let's say if you are defining int state equal to 5, now that state variable maintaining 4 byte size in your disk, right? So the size of int variable is 4 byte. Now the size of long variable is 8 byte, right? Now you can argue that why we have different variables. So the different variables is because if you see 4 byte, now 1 byte maintains 2 rest like 8 bit, right? It means 4 byte will maintain 32 bit. Now 1 bit is for the signed and unsigned, whether to check it signed or unsigned, so it means 31 bits. So 2 raised to power 31, it means we can store the value in int variable from minus 2 raised to power 31 to the 2 raised to power 31 minus 1, right? So it means we can store value from basically here to here. So let's say if your value is in between of these values, so I will choose int variable. But if your value is more than this, so how will store that? So for that we have the long variable. Now long variable can maintain the 2 raised to power 64 bit, right? So it means that's a very huge number. So it means we can, if we have the very big large number of the integers, so we can store in long variable, right? So how to do that, let me show you directly. So this is our basic program, and this is our console application, and in that console application we have the program.cs. In this program.cs we have this main method. It means if we execute this application, so it will go in this main method and it will operate one by one. So this is how we define the int variable, that we have the int variable and I'm defining like 31 is the value. Similarly, if I want to have the long variable, so for the longer value I can define basically this long variable, right? So this was about the integer variable. So in integer we have the int and long. Now about the decimal number. Decimal number is we have the where we have the fractions, right? So like 3.4, 5.88, 5.831. This is like decimal values, fraction. So again we have a two kind of variables we have. One is float and one is double. Float can maintain, float size variable is of 4 byte. It means if you are defining float a equal to 5.7, so here a size is 4 byte. It means it is basically containing the 4 byte size in your disk. Now double maintains the 8 byte size. So it means if it is like 8 byte, it means it stores basically high precision. So it means because after the decimal we have like 5.897, so 897 is after decimal, so we can call it like fraction or like up to precision. So the double can maintain the fraction up to 15 digits, or it can have the like precision up to 15 digit, and float can have precision up to 7 digits. So that's the difference between float and double, right? So let me also show you that how it happens. So this is how we declare the float variable. We have the float 3.4, and whenever we are defining float we also have to include f here. If you are not including f, then it will say this is the double variable, and because double is 8 byte and float is 4 byte, so this will not be a valid case, right? So that is why we have to define f. So when you say f, so it recognize, okay, that this value is float. By default the value will be double. So that is why if you are not defining anything, it means this 4.5 is double variable. So for that we are defining double. Similarly for long we can also specify with L as well. So L says that it's a long variable, it's a small as well as you can have the capital as well, right? So this was for the, so till now we have seen all the numbers. So it means the all are the numbers if you see. And in this number, these are the integer numbers and these are decimal numbers, right? The next variable we have boolean. Boolean say true and false, right? And because this is like, you know, either 0 or 1, so definitely we'll have the 0 for false and 1 for true. So we can say it requires just one bit of storage in your disk. Now next we have character. So character means each character, like A, B, C, these are characters. So each character maintains a 2 byte storage in your disk, right? So this char variable have the 2 byte, takes 2 byte like A, B, C, so that is all our char. Now string are made of characters. So it means let's say if I have, you know, like coding. So in coding string we have 6 word. It means and one character takes this coding can maintain 6 characters and each character takes 2 bytes. It means 12 bytes needed to store the this integer, this string, coding string, right? So let me also define this one. This is what the character that is how we define the character. So this is char data type, right? Here we have the C equals to F. So this is char data type. This is a string data type. So this is something like we do like string str equal to coding simplified. So this is how we define that. And then this is the boolean. So we can have the boolean b equals to true or we can have the false as well. So this is also a valid thing, right? So these all are the main data type that we have, and apart than that we have kind of, you know, like objects as well. So but that is kind of object like obj, like object is a main, like here if you see this class object, so here we have the class variable which is like this one, right? Now let's say if I want to print the value, so I have all the console.write element, I have print all the value. So if you just print, so this is, you can see it will basically print all the variables, all the variables here in the console, right? So yeah. Now let's see about the typecasting. Typecasting means that if you are defining the one data type to the another data type, that is casting. Basically you are casting to another data type. Now it could happen that in some of the cases, let's say if I have the long variable, now in the long variable you are updating the int variable, so that is fine, right? It means you have a big container. It means long can store the 8 byte of data, and in the 8 byte of data you are trying to store the 4 byte of data, so that is fine, right? Because 8 byte is like kind of big container. So in big container you are putting the small container, small data size, that is fine. That we known as implicit typecasting. Implicit typecasting means automatically it is casting and we need not to take care anything. So this is like this. Let's say we have this int variable, this one, and long variable is this one. Now let's say if I'm trying to do long variable equals to int variable, it means in a long variable I'm trying to fit int variable, so that is perfectly fine, right? This is known as implicit typecasting. Similarly I can also have, you know, I can also have like double. Let's say if I want to fit the float into double, that is also fine, because this is a big container and in this big container you are trying to fit the small container. So basically it's true for all. If you are putting the small data type size to the big data type size, then that is perfectly fine. We call it as implicit data type. Now let me take you one example as well. Similarly, let's say if I have the double, so I can easily do this. Double equals to float variable, that is also fine. Now in fact this is also fine. If I do int variable, that's also fine, right? But if you are trying to fit the bigger size data into smaller size, that is not allowed. That is not allowed in C#, right? Like let's say if I am doing int variable equals to long variable, this one. Now this won't be fine. Let me remove this part, and if you see here, it is giving the error. It is, so basically what is happening, you have 4 byte of size, and the, in 4 byte of size you are putting 8 byte of size, because the long variable maintains 8 byte of size. So this is not valid case, right? So in this case, if you see, this gives the error, cannot implicitly convert type to long to int. An explicit conversion exists, right? So it means here we have to do explicit typecast. So what we are saying, we are saying that hey, I know this long variable is int variable, this long variable is long, so if I need to make it as int, what I need to do, I need to basically define like this, right? And then again we have to make sure that the value fits in between of the int variable, right? Because it could happen that this is a very long variable, so definitely it will give error in the runtime. So let's say if I have something like that, this one, so this will work fine. But let's say if it is something like that, then you can see this will give us an error, right? So for that we have to do explicit typecast. So this is kind of typecasting. Explicit typecasting, you are explicitly telling that hey, this is a long variable, but now I'm converting it to int. So what it will happen, it will internally convert it to int, and then it will basically define it to integer variable, right? Similarly, we can also do for float as well. So let's say if I'm trying to put float variable equals to double variable, now ideally it will give error because you are trying to fit bigger value into a smaller container. So for that, what you can do, you need to define the float that, and so you are explicitly telling that hey, I know this is double variable, but now I'm converting it to float variable. So this is casting. This is very very important. When you will go further in the tutorials, so you will see that how this important this typecasting is, right? So that is explicit typecasting. You are explicitly telling that hey, that this is double, but still I am trying to be fit. This is, now I'm changing it to float variable, right? So I hope you have got the point. What is implicit typecasting? Implicit typecasting means when you are fitting the smaller value into bigger value. So in this case, you need not to tell something, it is automatic. But when you are fitting the bigger value into a smaller value, then it will give error. So if you want to fit, so you have to do explicit typecasting, right? So that is about the typecasting. Now we have some other thing as well. We can in fact convert. This is like one way of converting. Another way of converting is that we have some methods via which we can convert. So how it will happen? Let's say if I'm doing int variable equals to here we have long variable, right? So I know that it gives the error. Now here we have the functions, so we can have convert dot. Now we are converting to int 32. 32 means that 1 byte maintains 8 byte. It means 4 byte maintains 32 bits. So it means this will be the integer. So now what I'm trying to convert, I'm trying to convert the long variable into int variable. So now you can see this works perfectly fine, right? Similarly here also I can do let's say if my integer was something like that, if it was 23, now I can also maintain like this, that int variable equals to convert dot to int and from str. So what it's doing, it is basically converting from string to integer, right? That is also fine. So here you can see that here we have the different converting variable, like you can convert to boolean, to byte, to char, to date and time, to decimal, to double. So whole lot of variables we can change like this, right? So this was about the data types, about the typecasting, and about the convergence. Hope you have liked the video, and still if you have any doubts, please write in the comment section. I will try to explain that. And that's it for this video. If you have liked the video, then please like it, and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Thank you.